right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Steve's Guitars. It's a gorgeous Saturday night here in downtown Carbondale. We are live streaming thanks to our friends at PM Consulting Limited and First Bank for supporting us. We want to send shout-outs to GrassRoots Community Television, GrassRoots Community Network for hosting us. Of course, to Steve and Mary Margaret Standiford for having this amazing space. And to all of you online or here that continue to support live music. It's an important thing to do. Really wish more people would do it. Without any further ado, please welcome Jeff Plankenhorn.
Defense is your love. When the struggle gets insane and the lesson is full of pain, keep me calling out your name with love. Oh, but oh no, now Lord, don't make it easy. Keep me working till I'm free from this shadow of doubt. Keep me out of the shadow of from the bottom of my heart till I see one little star start to shine. of doubt, keep me out of the shadow of doubt, keep me out of the shadow of doubt. Thank you. It's a nice little start there. You know what? I forgot to ask you, Ralph. Do you have a bottle of water? Oh, you're a gentleman in a school bus. Oh, he's a good man. He's a good man. Big round of applause for Ralph, everybody, for not only doing the sound but taking care of everything. I will be mentioning him multiple times this evening for the many hats he wears. Many do-rags he wears. Are we all local Carbondale people, or some people from out of town? What do we got here? Austin. Well, Victoria, how you doing? What's going on, guys? I've never seen them before in my life. You're a beautiful human being. All right, well, cool. Well, I'm on a 2-week tour of Colorado, and man, it's already started out pretty great. So, and it's nice to see all of you folks. Yeah, right. Came in from Telluride this morning. Did 2 nights there, and it did snow. And one of my gigs was outside too. No, it was cool. It was cool, you know. Everybody thinks I'm still living in Austin, and I actually live pretty much on Vancouver Island now, where my wife is from. Seattle? Yeah, so you know. But sorry, nobody. That's between me and Ralph there. But I mean, I grew up in the Midwest. Cold doesn't bother me. It's different there too, you know. Like people are like, "Did you ski?" I'm like, "Nobody skied in Michigan and Ohio." It's like skiing on ice. Here, it's like powdery and lovely, and you know, it's like no. I did not ski. There was I remember there was one place that was in Mansfield, Ohio, where everybody would go skiing, and they built the ski hill on top of a garbage dump. Really. And the kids would always come back every weekend with like broken legs. I'm like, I'm not doing that. This doesn't sound fun. I don't know how I got off on this, or I really wasn't expecting the show to get away from me this early, but here we are. Yeah, maybe it could be that for sure. Yeah, you go up the stairs and like, woo! Okay, so I got an idea. How about this? I just finished recording a new album, first full-length record I've made since 2018. I went to Nashville, which is not usually my MO, you know. Nashville's cool and all, but, you know, most of the time I do stuff in Texas because I have such a history there, and so many people I've played with on their records, and they played on mine and stuff like that. But there's a guy I really like named Colin Linden. He's a really great producer, really great guitar player, and I like the way his records sounded. So we just made a record. And so I'm going to play a few of the songs. Against management, they're like, don't play the new songs yet. And I said, why? And they're like, because people can't buy them. And I'm like, nobody buys music anymore, man. It's okay. Like, it's all right. I got to get some stories for these songs, too. I really don't have a good story for this song either. This is a song I wrote with a buddy of mine named Scrappy Judd Newcomb. The only thing I can tell you about it is, you know those movies, the Quentin Tarantino movies where he like rewrites history at the end and it's like the way it should have been? It's not the way that things happened in the real world, but like that's the way it should have gone down. Well, that's kind of how this story works. So, and it's kind of a la Scrappy and I both have a love for like the old Chuck Berry songs where there's a story and there's a beginning and a middle and an end. And so this is one of our attempts to do that kind of thing. Man, all I independent contractor, 18 wheels. Got a little taste of how freedom feels. They grow everything that's green in California, yeah. Sometimes you gotta hustle to earn your pay. And I got a flat tire and a heavy load. Supposed to haul it in 3 hours ago. Want someone help the poor boy on the side of the road. I got a flat tire, a little further to go. Truck full of plums, there's some mystery boxes. I don't know where they come from, I don't ask questions, so I cannot lie. I'm about to drop off the payload, the reasons why. I figure everybody needs a little relaxation, and it comes from the ground. Who am I to say so? Driving to drive, make a good time. I see 50 pounds of rubber banging off of my side, and I got a flat tire and a heavy load. Supposed to haul it in 5 hours ago. Want someone help the poor boy on the side of the road. I got a flat tire, a little further to go. It's an impromptu solo. So I threw on the jig, 30 miles south of Old Salt Lake. I was sweating my cargo, I was plotting my escape, when the trooper pulls up with a grin on his face. Where you from, son? What's in the trailer? Agriculture stuff from a Golden State wholesaler. Open up the back while we're waiting on the tow. I get a little bit hungry driving up and down this road. 20 minutes later, he throws me back my keys and he says, I hope you don't mind. I grabbed a handful of these and then he tips his hat and says, have a nice day. Just another afternoon in the USA. Flat tire and a heavy load. Supposed to haul it in several hours ago. The trooper helped a poor boy on the side of the road. He had a flat tire, a little further to go. For more story songs. This the next song I'm gonna play is from the album as well. My whole life, places I've lived, I've been landlocked, and keeping that in mind, being here in Colorado, I should also say landlocked and flat for the most part, you know. The exception to the hill country outside of Austin, which is quite lovely. Growing up in Ohio, you know, it's like we had to drive like 3 or 4 hours to get to Lake Erie, and it was all right, you know, it was okay. But now I live up on Vancouver Island. When the solo thing started taking off a little bit, you know, I didn't really have to live in Austin anymore. I kind of live wherever, because most of my life is either on the road or off, you know. And being near the water has kind of creeped into my writing a little bit, you know. It's been a really good influence on me. And I love living in the town that my wife grew up in. And it's a beautiful place. You know, it's about 35,000 people. Kind of used to be there used to be a paper mill there, so it's kind of blue collar, so I fit in just fine. And we're buying our 95-year-old grandmother's house. And it's at the top of this hill, and we look over the town, and we're kind of like right above City Hall. And then you can see the bay, because we're on the inland coast facing in. And there's like, you can see the ferry go back and forth between where we are on Vancouver Island and then the Quadra Island. And then behind that, you see a whole bunch of other islands. And then behind that, you see the mainland. And then behind that, you see the Rocky Mountains. And it's like, that's all just like out of our kitchen window, you know? And it's you can't not be, I don't know, humbled by such things. And you know, the people that live there, they're pretty cool about it too, like pretty nature conscious, I'd say, in a good way. But that whole thing, man, I don't know why my people ever really migrated to a place that was just kind of, I guess it's where the work was. It's usually why people go where they go. But here's a song that's definitely influenced by being around such things all the time. Tugboat, fisherboat, sailboat, yacht, freighter, dory, skiffle, barge, where are you going? Where have you been? Can I hitch a ride and see my story begin? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. I really wanna fill my days alone, 'cause I'm oh so tired. Sunlight shine on snow-white sail, cool breeze and warm winds never fail. When all is said and done, I still should have a little fun. But who will you leave behind you when you run? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. I really wanna fill my days alone, 'cause I've grown so tired. I really wanna dream the dreams of angels, find something better in the in-between. I really wanna be okay being alone at sea. We tack so hard, there's no time to play. Then we drift so hard, I don't make time to say I love you, at least not the way I should. But when will we find out all is already good? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. I really wanna fill my days alone, 'cause I'm oh so tired. I really wanna dream the dreams of angels, find something better and the in-between. I really wanna be okay being alone at sea. Tugboat, fisherboat, sailboat, yacht. Aw, thanks. It's nice to Nice to get the new ones out there in front of some people and see what they think. So, you know. Thanks very much. Record won't be out until September. It's funny, you know, you get it done in like early April, and then they get it all mastered, and then they get the artwork, and then you're like, really? I gotta wait that long? But luckily I have a good team of folks working with me, and great label, indie label, called Blue Corn Music. My friend Ruthie Foster's on that label. It's a good bunch. I've known them for a long time. Yeah, they're out of Houston. And yeah, for those who, if it's your first time ever seeing me before, I imagine you're a little nervous. I know I would be if I saw me walk up here with this thing. But anyway, sorry. I started my solo career at the ripe age of 43. And I am 50 now, and it's going pretty great. And I feel very lucky that that's the case. Just the fact that I'm doing it at all is kind of miraculous. Because I was a side person in Texas for about 16 years. I played with lots of really great acts. And back in 2016, I made an album, and one of the songs kind of got on Americana radio, you know, like K-Pig out in California played it a lot, and KRFC actually in Fort Collins played it a lot, some places in Boston, a lot of Texas. Modest, don't get me wrong. But it was wonderful, and I had to start saying no to the people that I was playing with, so it was really humbling, you know. It's like, oh no, I can't play that gig because I've got one already. And then when it started going well and stuff, it was like, oh, we can just live on Vancouver Island now instead of just going up there to visit family in the summer. So it's pretty great. The song that kind of got me started, though, it's a bit of a surprise to me as much as it is to anybody, because it's like 5 minutes and 40 seconds long, you know. I never thought I'd have a song like that on the radio. But nowadays, DJs are like, oh, no, we love long songs. It's like, you know, you get a 6-minute song, we only have to pay you once. I'm like, wow. But they really do say that they don't have to pay as much for publishing. I thought that was hilarious. But this song, you know, it's also kind of like, you know, it's not the most inspiring song that I have, so who knew? So I went and I visited my mom in Ohio. She wanted to hear the song that was getting some radio play, and I was like, oh, it's kind of a sad song, Mom, you know. It was just the two of us hanging out. And she says, no, please play it for me. And we were sitting in her living room, and there's a guitar over here, and I grabbed it, and I put it sideways like this, and I grabbed like a butter knife or something to play slide. And really. And then I played the song for my mom, and I got done, and my mom looked at me, and she was like, Jeffrey. And so I knew something was up, you know. She said, Jeffrey, that was beautiful. And I said, thanks, Mom. And she said, can I ask you a question, though? And I said, sure, of course. And she goes, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, Mom, not every song is completely autobiographical, but this is the one that kind of got me started, so I kind of love playing this one, too. Start singing. Louisiana is my home. I drink my whiskey all alone. Temptation got me on the run, but mama's son don't hurt no one. Don't want trouble. Don't want no trouble. But trouble find me. Trouble find me when nothing going right, and no hope is left inside. I should be praying to the Lord. Don't wanna bother him tonight. Oh, and I don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble. Yeah, but trouble find me. Trouble find me. Well, I wish, oh, I could move on. Redemption too far gone. Now I'm left, oh, I'm left with an empty bottle and an aching head. Don't ever wanna be where I've been or will be. 'Cause when I'm down, and I'm always down, it's trouble find me, yeah. I can't take it no more. All this knock, knock, knocking on my door when nothing's on the other side. But still I'm always open wide. Oh, and I don't want no trouble. Yeah, but trouble find me. Trouble find me. Come on, trouble find me. Yeah, trouble find me. Yeah. I'm okay, Mom. I got done. I was playing a house concert with a friend of mine named Michael O'Connor. We were in Long Island, New York, and we were playing a little house concert. I got done with that song, and a lady in the second row, I didn't ask, she just goes, "I could see why your mother was worried." I just looked at her, I was like, she gets it. I didn't even ask, she just said it. It's pretty cute. So for those who don't know, this is an Oahu guitar. See, I for years, people that I played with wanted me to play dobro in these rock bands in Texas. And that's, the one with the hubcap. It's mostly used for bluegrass and country, stuff like that. And I could never get it to sound good, so I designed a guitar, and they started making them, and they named it after me. And like back in the early 2000s, it's just like a lap steel that you can play standing up, and it's like, it's like a square neck, and then it's chambered on the sides like an electric guitar, and it's got electric guitar parts in it. And they named it after me. They called it the Plank, which is kind of weird. But it's really cool. A bunch of people play it. Kid who plays with Parker McCullum plays one. Another guy in a jam band who's friends with the Jack White people. He plays one, and it's really cool because these people they make it sound in ways that I would never come up with, and that's even the coolest thing. You know what I mean? It's like they'll do something, I'll be like, whoa, oh, okay. But it really kind of informed my writing, and most of my stuff is kind of like a weird mix between like all the sacred steel stuff that came before Robert Randolph. Those churches where the steel guitar is played like with distortion and wah-wah. It's really, I highly recommend going and looking up sacred steel and anything in that tradition. But I wanted to bring it to sort of to secular music. And then when I started going out solo and not playing with a band, I had to find something that worked, and the dobro didn't really work. It was like too country of a tuning, so I found this. I can't remember if it's this one or the one that I have in Texas, because I have two of them. But these are student model Oahus. And Oahu is a fine Hawaiian instrument. These were student models from the 40s. Credible Hawaiian instruments that were made in Cleveland. Not kidding, it says Cleveland right there. And I always thought that was funny, and then a buddy of mine was like, well, there really weren't a lot of guitar factories in Hawaii in the 40s, so you make a good point. So I kind of love bringing that out. It's kind of work for the acoustic stuff. And I actually played piano on 2 of the songs on my new album. Starting to bring the piano out more just to kind of break up the show, especially when I got the big festival band and stuff. But it's hard enough carrying these 2 things and being a musician on the road with 2 guitars. For instance, the last time I went and played a tour in Ohio in the fall, I found out it was going to be an extra $250 just to bring 1 more guitar. And I was like, come on, man. $250 for 1 more guitar? Come on. So in Canada, where I live, you can go to this place called Long and McQuaid, and you can get a guitar and you can rent it. And if you rent it like in Montreal and go play a festival in Calgary, you can take it back to a Long and McQuaid in Calgary. I'm like, this is brilliant. And they insure it, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, and they make a ton of money from musicians doing it. So I call up a guitar center in Columbus, Ohio, where I'm starting the tour, and I'm like, hey, you guys rent guitars? I've got like 20 days, 20 gigs in 21 days. And I hear the guy kind of pull the phone down. He's like, we rent guitars. Yeah. And he comes back, a different guy. He's like, man, we've got this Taylor. I said, nah, I'm okay. And then he said, we got this one guitar that we don't rent, but it's an Epiphone Texan, and it's used, and it's actually a really cool guitar. And I was like, I've seen those guitars. Those are pretty cool. He goes, yeah, it's $745, which is a great price. But I was like, man, I'm not really trying to buy a guitar right now. And there was this long pause. And then he said, we have a 45-day return policy. And then I paused, and I went, does that also apply to cases? And he said, yeah. And I said, I'll take it. And so I bought the guitar. I went on tour. I did 20 dates with the guitar, and I gingerly treated this guitar like I was going to take it back, And I put the cases in. I'm not throwing them around like I do, these. But I get done with the tour, and I'm telling the story every night because it's kind of funny, Also, I wrote this on my newsletter because I blog a little bit, And my manager was like, you got to take that down, man. And I was like, why? And he's like, it's going to bite you in the ass. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And I was like, okay, fine. I took it down. I have like 1,700 people or something on my mailing list. 1,100 of them had already read it. I'm like, I don't know what good that's going to do. And they already had it in their inbox. So I walk back to the Columbus Guitar Center. You got to understand, Guitar Center is like the Home Depot for musicians. You know, it's not where you go to buy that guitar you're going to love for the rest of your life. It's where you get staples, you know. And so the same guy's behind the counter, and I walk in, I'm all sheepish, I'm walking up to him. He sees me, I'm walking up close, I'm kind of like, what's going to happen? And he looks at me and he goes, "Not the guitar for you?" And I go, "No, you know, no, not really." He goes, "Oh, just give me your credit card, man." And so he put the money back on. And, you know, about 2 or 3 weeks later, it showed up on my American Express or whatever. So now, like, you know, I was about to leave for this last tour, because before I came to Colorado, I did this tour. And my wife was looking over my shoulder. She saw me looking at these guitars, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm going to Columbus again." And I was like, "I don't want to pay $250." She's like, "All right." So I find a copy of this guitar. And it's like, to buy the guitar and a case and a strap was a little over $500. I'm like, that's 2 trips. So I bought it, and I left it at my sister's, you know, and I took it on the last trip. It sounded fine, you know, and because I didn't want to feel greasy again, you know. I come to find out that a lot of musicians do that. They'll, like, buy an amp and then go play a festival and just take it back in a couple of days. But now I'm going to just start buying guitars all over the country, because it's cheaper to buy guitars and leave them places than it is to fly with them. So, great story, right? Anyway, I could probably shorten that story a little bit next time. No? But, what's that now? This is my bird. This is my bird. This one, and then I promise I'll play a song after this. I'm not above name dropping, so just get used to it. Ray Wiley's kid works at Gibson, and he plays guitar. And I've known Lucas since he was like 6. And he called me and he said they're just, man, we got these. Gibson went bankrupt a few years ago, and so they gave a lot of guitars away really, really cheap. And so he called all his musician buddies and said, we got Gibsons. So I get down there, and I got it for like cost. I never would have picked a guitar like this. You know, it's a little bit frilly, you know, it's a little bit flashy. I'm not a very flashy dude. I pretty much get workhorse guitars. But I always got to get my wife's approval, because she's got to live with it too. You know what I mean? And so I sent a picture to her, and I said, "What do you think?" And I was like, because I've never got a rock and roll acoustic. I picked this thing up, and all I wanted to do was just, I wanted to play like Stones tunes and stuff. And I sent it to my wife, and she goes, "It's really orange." And then I said, "No, it's not. It's red." I swear to God, the next thing she writes in her text is, "Are you sure it's not a girl's guitar?" I was like, is my wife sexist? I was like, what are you talking about? And so I texted my buddy Scrappy, and he goes, who's her favorite band? And I said, Stones. And he sent me this picture of Keith Richards with Graham Parsons, and they're both sitting there playing hummingbirds. And so I just texted it to her without saying anything, and she just texted back, "All right." I love this guitar. It's great. But I never thought I would have one like it. Let's do this. This is kind of fun to play on. It's the beginning of Pride Month. And I love playing this song. This song is inspired by Lin-Manuel Miranda. He gave a speech at the Tony Awards after the Pulse nightclub shooting. It was really, really sad and tragic, but it went viral because it was beautiful. At the end of it, he said this thing over and over and over again that the old hippies used to say when I was a kid. And I said, man, I want to have a song like that so I can sing it and show some solidarity with my friends and family and fans of the community. And I couldn't find a song that had this in it. And so it took me a while, and I wrote one. Now there's like 10 of them. Damn you, Jackson Browne. But it's okay, because it's a good thing to sing about. And I love singing this song for that reason, so. Jimmy fell hard for Jim. Jamie fell in love with Jay. You can't choose with whom you fall. think it's better that way. Could be a chemical thing, maybe cosmic and such. Try as you might to clearly define, well, you won't come back with much. Love is love, is love. Love is love, is love. People try to change love, they give conditions and rules. They try to tell you that they know better. Well, tell you your love ain't cool now. Love don't mind your religion, no. Love don't know about race. Love don't care where you may come from. Love doesn't need to explain, no. 'Cause love is love, is love. Love is love, is love. All right, this is really You should not encourage me on that thing. It's a really, really shame. Put it on one song on one album and you got to bring it out every night for the rest of your life, I'll tell you. Welcome, folks. Come on in. We are born knowing love. We have to be taught how to hate, I think. To let go of all your preconceived notions. Well, you only need to relate. Come take a seat at the table. Break some bread, make a new friend. In time you'll find forgiveness and kindness is all you ever needed. 'Cause love is love, is love, is love. Love is love, is love, is love. Is love, is love, love is love, is love. And it is, I promise. So my wife calls that the face piano. like, oh, you're going to bring the face piano out again. She's like, are you sure you don't just one song, you know? And I got another buddy who calls it the breathalyzer keyboard. He's from Detroit, so, you know. So I started playing that thing because I'm a huge Stevie Wonder guy, you know, and like huge. And my wife bought me a chromatic harmonica because that's what he plays, and she bought me one years ago, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. And I can't practice it at home because every time I practice chromatic harmonica, my dog Alice howls. And it's funny because I'll like even try and play soft, and I'll play really soft, and she like howls soft with me. So I got this thing because it's like, you know, I don't have to practice. It's pretty easy if you know how to play a little piano. Someday, I'll play the chromatic harmonica on that stuff. But for now, it's fun to bring out the silliness. It does not travel well. It takes up a lot of room in your suitcase. It sounds good on one other song, but I haven't really figured out, you know, if I do it for you, it will not be the polished, you know, arrangement that you have come to expect after seeing me for a half an hour. Try it anyway. All right, well, this is a song that's new from the album and that's coming out in September and stuff. I play it with a band. It's pretty cool, but I don't really have a solo version of it yet. So here, let's just have some fun. Oh, and by the way, this may or may not have an audience participation part in it. Judging by that response, probably not. We'll see what happens. Something like that. Oh yeah, there's a lick too. If you've been feeding your bad habits and you never can let them go, and you're stuck there chasing little pink rabbits down that little rabbit hole, and you hear them wolves huffing and puffing, sniffing out their prey, and you're showing up tired of all this running, you really gotta get away. Oh my, do a little dancing. That's your part, that's the whole thing. Oh my, do a little dancing. Perfect, yeah. Well, now if you're searching for the man with the tattooed hand to get your head on right, don't put a top down on the cellophane and hoping you get real tight, and then said don't be looking down your nose, I'm doing what I gotta do, I tell you to leave your worries with coat check Jenny, it's surely time you bust your move. Come on with me. Oh my, do a little dancing, that's all you gotta do. Oh my, do a little dancing, yeah. Still playing guitar for? I'm supposed to be playing this thing. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. okay? All right, now how the hell do I get out of it? This is not going to be pretty. Well, now everybody's bumping, this joint is jumping. You know we're letting go and we're feeling free. Don't be one of them wallflowers, Jenny. Come on in and dance with me. 'Cause there ain't no problem that we ever seen. It can't be fixed by slide with your lead. 2 a.m. don't come too soon. We don't ever want to leave. Oh, my, do a little dancing is all you gotta do, yeah. Oh, my, do a little dancing. Best night yet. Oh, my, do a little dancing. Oh, my, do a little dancing. That might be the best that's ever been done. And I'm not just saying that because I've got t-shirts and trucker hats for sale. That's the best that's ever been done. And I've got t-shirts and trucker hats for sale. I never thought, I had a kid come up to me at the world-famous Saxon pub. I was done, and I had just sold out the Saxon pub for the first time under my own name. And I was like, if it doesn't get any bigger than this, I'm cool. Because I can make my living playing music with people that I like. I don't need a Jaguar in my driveway. Be nice. But, first time I've ever said that. But, this young guy comes up to the front of the stage. I swear he's like in his early 20s. And he's holding my CD. And I'm getting my guitar. I'm about to walk off. And he's like, hey, man, I loved your set. And I was like, cool, I'm in with the young people, He's like, yeah. He's like, I bought your CD. He's all wide-eyed. It's like, oh, man, that's really cool. Thank you. He goes, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I bought it. And I was like, I got to say, it was kind of a personal victory for me in that moment, It was a real... The new album has, I found out we are going to do vinyl, though, so that's really cool. And, we're vinyl people. We're doing the 180-gram thing, and it's pretty cool. The artwork's pretty cool and all that stuff. So it's cool. My friend, well, you know what? I was going to say, about name dropping. When people name drop, they're just trying to make themselves appear one rung higher on the entertainment ladder, leaned against the wall of illusion and broken dreams. In fact, I was talking about that with Hayes Carl the other day. Disgusting habit, Recently I found out, I don't know, about a half a year ago that a song that I wrote with Ray Wiley Hubbard ended up on his last record, which is on a major label. So it's the first song I've ever had on a major label, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to make tens of dollars on that song in publishing. No, it's a nice big label. It's a big machine, so it'll might make 100. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. And because I lived in Texas for 20 years and because I play a slide guitar, I often get mistaken for being a country artist. And usually if a radio station or a publication doesn't do their homework, they immediately think I'm a country artist and they go, whatever. And I'm like, oh, God. And it's not like I have anything against it. It's, it's not like I love really good country music, and I've played it with other people. It's just not what I do. I didn't grow up listening to that and all that kind of stuff. And the last thing I want to do is, denigrate anybody who listens to country music. And if you listen to country music, to denigrate means to put down. Sorry, it's my favorite Bob Newhart joke. That's a Bob Newhart joke, and it's a really good one. But when I did an album in 2018. It's called Sleeping Dogs, and on it I did a co-write with Ray Wiley. He was like, "Hey man, I hear you're making a new album." He called me. He was like, "You want to write a song?" And I'm not stupid. I was like, "Yeah." So I sent him an idea for a song I knew he'd be into. We wrote a song, and then I went in and I cut it. And he lives, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, a half hour from the studio in Wimberley where I cut at the Zone. And he came by the studio kind of unannounced, and he came in, and you just kind of said, okay, can I hear it? And I said, sure. I don't know, he's checking up on me or what. Didn't do it when I played on his albums, but because he was always there. I don't know, that made no sense. Anyway, he comes in, and he's like, man, that sounds cool. And he was sitting in the corner, and he had my guitar, and he was going like this. He's like going... No, it's not Snake Farm. He was just doing the thumb thing, you know, the dead thumb thing. He calls it dead thumb because your thumb just goes like this, you know. And I was like, man, that's cool. What's that? He's like, I don't know. Those of you who don't know, Ray's got a little sling blade to his voice, you know. It'd be fine if I said that to him. And he's like, I don't know. I said, would you go in and put that in? Man, that's a cool acoustic hook. So he put it on, and we made it part of the song because it was already done. And so he did, and I was like, man, that's really cool. I was like, you want to sing on the chorus with me? And he was like, well, all right, this is your song, but okay. So he came in, he sang on the chorus with me, and it sounded really cool. And then I was like, you want to take the second verse? And he did. And so it's like I do the first verse, he does the second verse, and then at the end, it's the two of us kind of splitting. You know, and it's about music business, and anything that's hard is usually worth it. It's called tooth and nail. You know, people say, oh, you're on the road, oh, it's so hard. I'm like, I get to do this, come on. You know, I love my life. It's a charmed life. Is it hard? Sure. But it's charmed. And so when the record comes out, Rolling Stone Country puts in Tooth and Nail by Jeff Plankenhorn and Ray Wiley Hubbard, top 10 Americana songs released that week. I was like, yeah, okay, so that's Rolling Stone, that's pretty cool. And country, not really a country guy, but okay, fine, I'll take it. Duet with Ray, and I was like, duet, you know, that's kind of weird. And it was like, the thing is, though, you guys, it was kind of bittersweet because the number one song that week that was released was called Asshole. And do you remember a song? I don't remember Asshole. Do you? So, I mean, really, it was kind of like my publicist was doing a good job, you know? It's like a pay-for-play thing, I'm sure. It wasn't, now every once in a while I look at that Rolling Stone thing and I'm like, that's a bunch of garbage, you know? But I still loved it, and I thought it was hilarious that he called it a duet, you know? So now I play the song without Ray. Something's missing. It's like playing Islands in the Stream without Dolly. You know, not sure who I am in that metaphor, but we'll go with Dolly. I'm Dolly. Anyway, this is it, and I didn't get to play it, so I was thinking about it. It's such a Ray Wiley song. Oh yeah, I gotta do his legs right. It's joy and misery every time. It seems you got to prove it. It's like an old cat having kittens. You just crawl under the porch and do it. Spitting out words a whole lot faster than you could even write them down. And every time you got to believe it's the Sermon on the Mount. Tooth and nail, firebomb hell, a runaway train in a driving rain. Oh, coming off the rail. It's a rave raven perched on a windowsill on a cold and stormy day. It's a sign of the times written on a one-string fiddle or a Steinway. It's a mandolin in an angel's hand playing a record 9 to 7, or a prayer to the gods to send me some lightning from a distant heaven. Tooth and nail, fine ball nail, a runaway train in a pouring rain. Oh, coming off the rail, tooth and nail. It's Rick's old quarter on Saturday night with a young Hayes tending bar. It's Baptist church on a Sunday morning with a hungover choir. It's a young lady named Jamie who's a little high-strung, but she got a tattoo on her right arm of the poet who wrote Lungs. Tooth and nail, fireball nail, oh, runaway train in a driving rain. Oh, coming off the rail, tooth and nail, tooth and nail. I just remembered that I've got a bass player that I play with up in Canada, you know, when I'm playing festivals up there, and he used to play with Michael Jackson. But he's like me, he moved to the island, you know, to get away from LA, get away from the hubbub. And we were playing this song one night, and he said, you know, that really sounds like a slowed down Billie Jean. And I said, what? I was like, it does. It kind of does. You know. What is it? Woo! Woo! You know, she was more like the beauty queen. Anyway, I'm sorry. I still haven't asked Ray what he thinks about the Billie Jean part, but I love Ray. Ray's the guy who brought me to Texas. I had been living in Nashville, and it was going great, and I was playing bluegrass band. You know, it was during the Oh Brother days, and Ray was like, why don't you come down to Texas? And I drove to Texas in a Geo Prism. You guys remember what a Geo Prism was? Yeah, you know, it's the kind of car that if you hit a mailbox at like 10 miles an hour, you're probably going to die. But I had $100 when I got there and 2 guitars in my Geo Prism, and I moved in with Ray and Judy and Lucas, so I owe them a lot. About everybody I played with over the years is about 1 degree of separation between Ray and me and them, you know. All right, well, you know, let's see here. Let's see, I played one off of Soul Slide. And I played some of the new stuff from the EPs. And as you can see, I'm a marketing genius. Sleeping dogs. So I have, my wife and I were dog people, you know. People say I talk about my wife too much on stage. Sorry. It's my life, you know. It's stupid. I hate it when they say that. But we're dog people, and we had 2 rescues, Oscar and Alice. Alice is the one that howls when I play. Was kind of my dog, like he picked me, It was Austin Pets Alive, kind of like a shelter outside of, it was down on Congress, and we walked down and we saw these little dogs sitting out, and I was like, uh-oh, you know, because we went over and he was just kind of nibbling on my finger, and I was like, baby, this is my dog, you know. And she was like, really? You think this one? And I was like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm just done. And I hadn't had a dog for years because I've been on the road too much. And she likes to stay home. She doesn't like the road. We travel plenty, but she doesn't like being on the road because she's seen behind the curtain. She knows exactly that it's not like an hour and a half of being on stage. It's like an 8-hour day, you know, usually, when you're playing a gig. So Oscar becomes, you know, my dog. And he was like we lost him about 1.5 years ago. He was sort of a Corgi Terrier mix. So he was like a little loaf of bread with legs, you know. His middle would go like this, and he had that big tuft. He knew he was the Queen's dog, that's for sure. But when I did an album called Sleeping Dogs, and we were talking about toots earlier, you know, I had written this song called Sleeping Dogs, and so I just wanted an album cover that you looked at it and you wanted to pet it. You know, so it's like a big close-up of Oscar's eye, you know, and his fur. And then if you look deep into it, you see me playing my little slide guitar. And then you turn it around, and it's Oscar's butt. I know how to market, yeah. But I had written this song, and like I've been talking to a couple of friends about how sometimes you write a song and you think, oh, man, people are going to know I took that from this or this or this, and it never sounds like what you think. Like, I wrote this song off of the idea of a Toots and the Maytals song. There's this Toots song called Pressure Drop that everybody knows, you know. It's like, it has that bass line, right? So I write it, and I put the song out, and people listen to it, and they're like, that sounds like Elvis Costello. Okay, fine. I don't care as long as you like it. But it got played so much in Austin on Sun Radio that this manager, not my manager, comes up to me. He's like, I am sick of hearing that song on the radio. And I was like, all right. That's pretty cool, man. I was like, all right. So I always like to do this song for Oscars. So. Used to worry about everything. What you thought, what you think. Now I know I do what's right. I let the sleeping dogs lie. Every time I fall down, I once again feel the cold ground. Get up, believe it, and I go on trying, and let the sleeping dogs lie. So I let the sleeping dogs lie. Once you had me in your claws. Never knew what was the cause, but I let go, I ceased to fight, and let the sleeping dogs lie. You say some things behind my back, well, I'm not so concerned with that. Your problem has never been mine. I let the sleeping dogs lie. So I let the sleeping dogs lie. So I let the sleeping dogs lie. Used to look for someone to blame. That's exactly when I lost my game. No more tears come from my eyes. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I see it clearly coming through the mist, the way to finally be done with this. The illusion of power, it fades with time if you let the sleeping dogs lie. So I let the sleeping dogs lie. So I let the sleeping dogs lie. So I let the sleeping dogs lie. So you get the idea by now. She has a heart so true and kind. What I love is beautiful mind. All the troubles we leave behind. And let the sleeping dogs lie. Hey! Thank you. It is you. Oh, yeah. I love that song. I don't know. Influences. Whatever. I'm going to do one more. Sometimes I kind of like being either ambassador for Austin music, you know, play somebody I used to play with or somebody I still write with or something. I think tonight I'm going to do something different, though. When I finally started getting out there and playing my own songs, at first I was really daunted because I played with some really good people, and so I wasn't very secure about my own songwriting. And I'm still not, but when I got some stuff played and things started moving along, I got a little more confidence, and I figured, you know, I can kind of come back and play a few covers every once in a while and show my influence. So I did 2 little EPs, one just before and one during the lockdowns. And they're called Covered and Uncovered Volume 1 and 2. And Volume 1 is kind of coffee house, solo, like that first song I played, that really bluesy song by my friend Gary Nicholson. And then the other one's kind of like, I don't know, re-envisioning the jug band. It's very acoustic, but it's pretty rockin', you know. And on that one, I did a cover because somebody had asked me, I had to do this benefit where everybody had to play Beatles songs. And I never in a million years thought I would cover a Beatles song because it's like, what are you going to do? You know, like you're not going to make it better. But hopefully, the other option, you either do it as best you can, as close as you can, and do it nice and get out. But I was listening to an album, something from my youth. I was born just after the Beatles broke up, you know, a couple years. But my big brother is a musician, and so I always got hip to things a little sooner than my friends. And I remembered this old song called Wait. And it's kind of up and happy kind of rock song. Wait till I come back to your side, right? And I was like, those lyrics are dire. Like, they're sad. It's really sad. And I was like, man, they really sneak it by you sometimes. And they'll, you know, hide these lyrics behind like a kind of thing, you know what I mean? And so I came in and I did that was a really bad one right there, sorry. I'm glad that a couple people knew what I meant. But anyway, I came in and I was like, man, I should try and do something different with that. And this is what I came up with. So. It's been a long time, now I'm coming back home. I've been away now, oh how I've been alone. Wait till I come back to your side. We'll forget the tears we've cried. But if your heart breaks, don't wait, turn me away. And if your heart's strong, hold on, I won't delay. Wait till I come back to your side. We'll forget the tears we've cried. I feel as though you ought to know that I've been good, good as I can be. And if you do, I trust in you and know that you will wait for me. It's been a long time, now I'm coming back home. I've been away now. cried. I feel as though you ought to know that I've been good, good as I can be. And if you do, I trust in you and know that you will wait for me. But if your heart breaks, don't wait, turn me away. And if your heart's strong, hold on, I won't delay. Wait till I come back to your side. We'll forget the tears we've cried. It's been a long time now. I'm coming back home. I've been away now. Oh, how I've been alone. Yeah. Just gotta try to, oh, thanks. Bring the Beatles to a larger audience, you know. I also, yesterday I was playing and I had like a little bit of a, you know, like this big outdoor, a couple hundred and lots of young folks. And so I actually, I did my Taylor Swift cover. Because I did cover a Taylor Swift song that's, you can find it on my Spotify, but I'm not going to play it tonight. But it's sort of a, no, it's a good song. It's a good bluesy song. Called Lover. I was listening to this Jimi Hendrix album. There was this posthumous song from and it was called My Friend. And I was like listening to the two, like somehow she came across my radar, and I was like, man, I could do it like that. It was really fun. Good writer. Okay, so kind of getting to the point where I've almost fulfilled my contractual obligations for the evening. Starting to think about what I should do to close her up. What's that? Wind it down a little bit, yeah, you know. Feeling the altitude. I do get a little bit winded on stage when I come, and I haven't had a lot of chance to prepare, but I know. So, God, I love coming here this time of year. I mean, everybody's been kind of like, oh man, you're getting, you know, the winter stuff, and it's been rainy, and it's like, yeah, but I mean, you saw it today. Come on. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. It was really nice. And I have a lot of people in Colorado who kind of knew me before I did the solo thing, and now I know a lot of people who know me because I do the solo thing. And then I have places like this where I'm kind of building, and so it really, really means a lot that you guys, you know, take a chance on live music and you come out and see somebody you might not necessarily know their music too well. It means a lot to me, so thank you. It means a lot. And also, speaking of Ralph, speaking of our illustrious person in the back here, here's the thing. Aside from taking care of the club and making sure, you know, everybody gets, you know, promoted right and things like that and paid and all that, the thing is, when you have somebody who's actually a really a good sound person, your sound person is your unsung hero of every show, because otherwise I would sound like nobody would hear a darn thing. And the thing is, it's like, you know, I can't remember what you told me what last night was, but here's the thing. Like, one night it'll be like 2 ukuleles and a bass. And then the next night it'll be a dead cover band that has like 2 drummers. And then the next night it'll be something else, and there'll be some guitar player like me on stage going, I don't know, man, it worked last night. You know what I'm talking about. And they handle it with grace, and they take care of us. And I don't know if you guys know this. It is not out of the realm of possibilities to tip a sound person. You can actually do that. Like, if you go to a place and you love the sound, you will make their night. If you go up and you just, you just do whatever, and show them that it means a lot. And I don't say that every night. I say it on nights where I really have good sound. So thank you so much. I mean, I have no idea what it sounds like out there. I just know it sounds good in the room. I'm just trusting. Okay, so I'll do like maybe 1 or 2 more, and I'll play my little... Okay, so one thing I miss being in, not living in Austin full time now, is this thing we do called the Purgatory Players. That's really the name. And about 12 years ago, myself and the aforementioned Scrappy Judd Newcomb, we started this kind of pseudo-gospelish brunch, and it was like we get together every Sunday morning and we play whatever we think is gospel music that week. I mean it. Like one person will play like a Staple Singers tune, and one person will play like a Chris Christopherson tune, and then somebody will play, like I'll play Stevie Wonder, and it's really great because we raise money for the Central Texas Food Bank. And I don't know how it is in Colorado, but in Texas, 1 in 4 children is food insecure. All that money in Texas, okay? And most of the people that they service in the 21 counties are gainfully employed. So these are not people who are like looking for a handout. They're people that are working and they still can't make it. So regardless of your politics or whatever, something's wrong with that. Something has to be changed. If they can't work a 40-hour week and take care of their kids, enough of that. What's great is we get together on Sunday mornings. We've raised thousands of dollars for the food bank, and they're really, 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 really good. And it's a beautiful thing, and it makes us feel good because as musicians, we don't have a lot of ways to give back, but we have that. So one time we're playing, and these people walk in, and I see the barista up in the front because it was at this place called Strange Brew for a while, and now that place is gone. It's somewhere else. But barista's like smiling real big. He's talking to this couple, and he comes up to me after the show, and he goes, you know what they asked? And I said, what? And he goes, they walked in, and they said, man, they sound good. What kind of music do they play? And I said, oh, yeah, what'd you tell him? He said, I told him, oh, they play spiritual music for non-denominational folks. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. I was like, that's great. Any denomination welcome, non-denomination, whatever, as long as we're raising money for families and for kids. So, for lack of a better word, Scrappy and I every once in a while would try and write these songs that were, again, for lack of a better way to put it, like sort of Unitarian Universalist gospel songs. And here's one of them that I really miss playing that we always play. This one does absolutely have an audience. You guys sang really well on the last one. And I'm not doing that because I got the T-shirts. By the way, if you're uninitiated, I have the softest T-shirts you'll ever touch. Please come over. You will find out. And the trucker hats, too. But sometimes I'll be at a show and I'll make the joke about everybody singing, and I'll be like, oh, you guys were great, and then I'm thinking to myself, you should save your money on the T-shirt and go get yourself a pitch pipe and a metronome. And I can only say that tonight because you guys sounded great. So please sing along with me on this too. I really should never say that again. Okay, so anyway, here's that song. We'll all have some fun with it. Let's see. Oh yeah. I've said worse. I've said much worse. I have foot and mouth disease. Let's see. Let's give it a little rhythm too, Sunday morning here to this Saturday night. Well, good morning, good people. I know you got troubles. You think you can't outrun your fate. Don't be so sure. Take another look. Maybe it's not too late. Now listen, I was beat down. I was so tired. I was longing for the cleaner slate. How was I to know which way to go? Could be the narrow and the straight. Maybe too late. You've only got one life to contemplate. Maybe it's not too late. Now if you're circling the drain or you're idling the main, those are temporary states. Lay one foot down in front of the other, no need to hesitate. If you want to get out of your own way, lend your hand, don't discriminate. Free your mind from the bondage of self, and maybe it's not too late. Maybe too late. Maybe too late. Go down by the river, let yourself contemplate. Maybe it's not too late. I was thinking yesterday when I was playing this song, I used to tell this story and then I told it too much. I'm going to tell this story right now because I forgot about it for a while. When I first started writing this song, I kept getting this other song stuck in my head, you know, and I was like, I didn't want to like rip off somebody else's song, you know, like not on purpose anyway, you know. And every time I was playing this song, I would hear like, you know, and I'd be like, what the hell, you know? Because you don't want to get up on Sunday morning in front of the Lord and everybody else. No, you don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. I mean, I could probably get away with like... No, okay, that's enough of that. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to let you know when your part is. And it's going to be real easy, and I'll show you how when we get to the end at the end of this verse. Well, it's true sometimes that the second chance has left you stalled at the gate. This too shall pass, give it some gas. Maybe it's not too late. Now if you're thinking, it's just thinking, and it's hard to even concentrate. Baby, let go, maybe you'll know that maybe it's not too late. Maybe too late, oh maybe too late. Too late. Here's your part. Maybe too late, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. That's the whole thing. Maybe too late, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. Almost, you got it. Maybe too late, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. Keep it going, women go high. Maybe too late, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. Men who want to show off. Maybe too late, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. Keep it going now, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. Maybe too late, maybe too late, maybe it's not too late. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, so shows like this, I really don't want to do that weird thing where I oblige everybody and I walk off and I come back. So if it's okay with you guys, I've had a real good time playing for you. I'm going to play one more song. We'll call it the Encore. Big thanks to Steve's Guitars for keeping live music alive here. And big thanks to y'all. Come over and visit me. I have a little newsletter, and I blog a little bit about being on the road, and I put the stuff on there. And I just give you my dates when I'm in certain areas. And then I have a Patreon. Anybody know what Patreon is? A couple people? Patreon's basically, it's like a subscription thing, and it's like I don't have to wait until I have $30,000 to make another record. I put out new music every single month, and it starts literally at $3 a month. And $3 a month means you're going to get like a produced song from me every month. And it goes $3 and then $5 and then $10, and $5 will get you into like, you know, live streams, $10 will get you this, and you know, little perks and stuff. And then by $25, you know, some people ask for lessons. By the time I get to like $100 a month, I'm like coming to your house and I'm making you dinner, which I would. You know, it's $100 a month. I mean, you think about it, you know. But yeah, no, it's really great because what's really cool about it is, you know, people kind of give what they can and they help with your career, but they get like an inside peek of the songs before anybody else. Like some of the songs that are on my record are on there already in like demo form. Some of them are like really well produced, you know. I get to try out producers. I get to use bandmates. Like I did this New Orleans song kind of a couple of months ago, and I got to use Fran Christina, who is the drummer from the original drummer from the Fabulous Thunderbirds, and then another month I did like a bunch of piano stuff, and it's just super cool because you get the feedback, and it's just, you know, $3 to join, and I just really dig it. And then that's it. So I'm just gonna leave you. I know what I'm gonna leave you with. There's a song on my Soul Slide album, the one that's got Trouble Find Me on it. When I made that album, I was starting to feel really a lot better. I'd gotten my act cleaned up, I had gotten married, things were going well, the solo career was starting. And I joked with my friends about how I didn't want to be a singer-songwriter anymore. Because it's true, people pay, you know, $30, $40 to come see me, and then I get up on stage and you just whine about your problems. And I was like, I didn't want to do that anymore because I was actually feeling good. Now the problem is, most of the time when you're feeling good, you don't want to sit down and write a song about it. It's usually when you're feeling kind of bad, you know. So first I tried co-writing, and then I was just, you know, whining about somebody else's problems. That didn't work. But I found this song written by a guy named Jeff Barry. It was originally done by, I thought, Percy Sledge. But then I found out a year before that it was done by Shaka Khan. It's a really beautiful song, and I got a nice message from Jeff Barry after I recorded it, and he gave me the thumbs up. But it really encapsulated how I felt when I was making that album, so I'll leave it with you guys. Things have been going wrong long enough to know everything is right. I've been walking in the dark long enough to know I've finally seen the light. I've been losing long enough to know when I finally won. And even the blind man can tell when he's walking in the sun. I've cried enough tears to know there's feeling called a smile. I've been bottom rung long enough to know when I'm doing it in style. I've been running long enough to know there's no more need to run. Lord, and even the blind man can tell when he's walking in the sun. And I've seen enough bad times to know the good times have been gone. Girl, and even the blind man can tell when he's walking in the sun. And I like it when people sing along on that right there. It's really easy. Sing with this like this. And even the blind man can tell when he's walking in the sun. Well, that sounds nice. One more time, just for me, because it sounds really good. And even the blind man can tell when he's walking in the sun. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steve's Guitars. Thank you, Carbondale. Have a wonderful evening. We'll get some nice fresh air in here and come say hi to me. Thank you, guys. Thank you so very, very, very much. Cue the music.